This is a message to all my supporters of this podcast. I'm introducing a new supporters program. You can contribute a small amount as a one-off payment to show your love for this podcast. Thank you in advance for all your contributions.
Hi, my name's Mark Hayward. This is the Absolute Business Mindset podcast. Here are my thoughts, ideas and comments. So I want to talk to you about two different things today. What it is to be human and what you need to progress on a very general level. And then I want to talk about the fundamentals of business. So I'm going to start with when you're a business person, you need, and a human for a more basic level, you need three things. You need to be safe and have your basic needs met, like food, water, shelter. And then there's relatedness, so you want to be able to relate to other people, you want to be able to create communities and be able to build things. And then once you've got those two things, you've then got growth, which is improving yourself. So I want to talk to you about these three different things, which are quite fundamental for humanity. So this is a slight diversion away from purely a business podcast, but we'll talk about the fundamentals of business after this. So I just wanted you to think about what it is to be human and what you need to be able to progress as a person. And it just gives you this is sort of a perspective sort of point of view. And it might just make you think about what you need as a person outside of business, and equally how you can build that to be a happy and content and successful human. So first thing, you need your basics. You need to have enough food to be able to exist. You need obviously water, and you need shelter. Now, as you can imagine, as we've evolved, that now means that to be successful, you need a healthy diet, right? So that means less of the takeaways and more healthy food. I think it is evidenced that if you eat healthily and you drink plenty of water, it aids on being a successful businessman. And so you obviously need that, and then you need shelter. Now, shelter, I'm going to talk about that you need to be safe in your home. So hopefully you live in an area where you're not threatened by burglaries or by attacks. Although saying that, I sort of live in sort of suburbia London, and when I lived in central London, you could literally turn a corner in central London and have a problem with a burglary or a stabbing or whatever. So I would advise everyone to be safe, and you need to be able to be safe in your home and be happy in your home. So everyone needs those things to exist, and then you then build from existence. Then then it's into the people that you've got there, and you've got to be able to relate to others and work with others and be with others. So on a sort of caveman level, that would be working in small communities. You evolve into maybe a local community. It might be based around an activity that you do. It might be based around your school, your children's school, your school, a degree, a university group. It might be a hobby. It might be an interest. So you've got to be able to relate to others, and that comes in those sorts of formats. It comes in family, friends. But you do need human interaction. You need to be with people and be able to work with people and be happy around people. The most successful people always, I just want to clarify, this is not necessarily extrovert or introvert. This is people that get on with other people. And I think it doesn't matter whether you're an introvert or extrovert. You can be either and be able to work with people and get on with people. And I think it's incredibly important and sometimes underestimated that just that basic fact of, if people like you, and if you're a decent bloke, you're a role model, you're strong, you're able to get on with other people, that's a really positive thing for your business, for your job, your career, whatever it is. So I would definitely advise, just to recap, if you're a bit gruff, if you're a bit rough, if you're a bit difficult with people, then maybe just try and reassess that and think about what really makes a strong, confident, but also a relatable person. So there you go. That's about people, and then once you've got your basics and you've got working with people, then you think about improving yourself. And that could be in any number of ways. That might be extensive reading, that might be networking, that might be studying, that might be working, that might be working on the job, learning on the job, all these things, which I must admit, well, not really surprising, but a lot of people don't think this is important. After you've done, some people think after you've done your degree, that's all you really need to learn. I would argue quite strongly that learning every day, listening to audiobooks, listening to podcasts, reading, studying, going online, reading websites, developing skills are all so important, so important for you as a person and your growth as a person. So I would definitely promote that you think about that. If you're listening to this, you're probably on that path anyway, but equally you should speak to friends, family, colleagues. You don't want to get too over the top, because some people really aren't up for it. They prefer just to watch TV all day, all night, and not really develop themselves. And if that's the case, then well, for them, just get over it, do what you can. But people that are important to you, I think it's you can be a little bit evangelical. You have to be careful with this, but slightly evangelical, that you should try and learn. And podcasts are a really easy way to be able to soak up information while you're traveling, while you're in the gym. So I would definitely promote that, and I think that's basically the ERG system, which is existence, relatedness, and growth. So look out for that, and there are extensive reading on ERG in more detail. So please look out for that. The second part of this podcast, this is a double whammy, 2 for 1, is the fundamentals of business. So they're based into 3 things. It's how the business works, how the people in that business work, and how the systems work. So all equally important. So let's start on the business. So if you work in a particular type of business, then the fundamentals of business is that you've got to understand what that business is, and that is critical to be able to be successful. And it's important that the business that you work in understands what their market is, who they are, people that they want to sell to, the people they want to market to, who their clients are, who the market is. It's really, really important for you as an individual who's in a career or a business to know your business and know your area. So it's a basic of business. So that's important. Secondly, people. So behind every business there is people, always. So you do have to think about businesses as a group of people as well. It does help because after every market, so you could say like the FTSE or the Nasdaq is a market which is driven by shares going up and down, but those shares are then bought by people, by brokers, by individuals. So people is always a basis of your business, and that is important. If you are a leader, you need to understand your people and understand what they need and how you can deliver that to your people. People are obviously a fundamental. Now, obviously, with more introduction of artificial intelligence and the artificial intelligence that learns itself, there's less reliance on people. But I think we're way away. I know it is impacting business, and there's a lot of debate, which we won't cover too much today, about whether it's a positive or a negative. I see lots of positives. I just think we need to be careful how we sort of flex it. But essentially, it is a positive. But at the moment, people still drive. Vast majority, 95% of business is based on around their people, their leaders, their managers, their secretarial staff are all part of the people and the culture. And culture is important, and that's driven often by leaders. So there's a big factor of people within business, and then the system. So beyond every person, there's a system, and that could be like a job description. Like, I think everyone should write. There's been a lot of reading that I've done that they say that you should be able to write down your job description, and you should often be giving that to your boss to be able to say, look, is there a way that we can make these systems better? So one of the parts that we're trying to do in my business at the moment is automation, and be able to automate some of these points that we do that are not done by people, and they're done by systems and by computers and by software. It's incredibly important on two levels. So you've got your software that you do. It could be a CRM software. It could be a finance software. HR software. So those are all the systems from a level that everyone interacts with. On a big corporate that I work in, there are lots of systems, some better than others, some used more than others. So it's actually quite interesting that certain parts of the software are not very useful, and they got brought in, either they were bought or they were built, and some are better than others, and often the litmus test is, are people using it? Now, there's usually systems put in place by people, reviews, validation, to check that people are using those systems, and that is a regular part of corporate world. There are people that just track what people do, so that could be from a business development, it could be from a risk management point of view. So it's critically important that you understand the systems that you have in your business, and systems, as I say, automation and being able to do things through software is definitely the way forward. If you're doing lots of manual reviews and validating, then I would say try and invest in some developers to be able to automate. It basically, it doesn't replace the human, because my main point is, if you automate something, it just frees you up to do more higher value stuff. So that's incredibly important, and I would say it's a big thing, systems, and definitely should be thought about as a leader, as a manager. So definitely keep your eye out for those fundamentals of business. So just to recap, that's the business, that's the people, and that's the systems. So understanding all three of those areas will be critically important for you to be successful in business. They are the fundamentals. Okay, check me out on Twitter, Mark Hayward 169. YouTube, got a bunch of videos. You've also got this podcast, Absolute Business Mindset podcast, on iTunes, Stitcher, and on Spotify. So please check out for that. And Instagram, Mark Hayward. I'm dropping some of my podcasts there as well. So check them out. Thank you very much.